So, ladies and gentlemen, today we are very privileged that we have got Dragon Tan with us. And today we want to address a very interesting news article I saw that there are actually quite a lot of condos that lose money, even though they've been purchased for 5, 10 over years. So, this very strange phenomena, I would like to talk about it. And I'll need the expert like Dragon to help us. And he'll also give an update of the current property market right now. And let's welcome him.
Hey,
So,
thank you. Thank you.
so Mr. Tan, how are you?
Okay. So far so good.
You
Just
look
been
rounder right now.
recently.
You look
Yeah, look
rounder
around
right
there.
now. So life must
Um,
be very good for you.
a lot of junk food recently the last 2 weeks. So I think I need to slim down before the CNY come. Yeah.
Okay.
If not, wow, I'm gonna be like a marshmallow by then.
Okay, jokes aside. Okay, so I'm going to project the article that shows about this. Give me 1 minute. All right, so this is the article, and I'm going to zoom in right now. And basically, it says here that the share of loss-making deals in condo resale creeps up in quarter 4. Now, in all fairness, it's not a lot, okay? Because at the worst in 2021, I think post-COVID, it was like loss-making was like 16%. It's gone now a lot, okay, to
Mm.
2023 and hover around 2 plus, but now it's creeping up again. Now, what caught my eye was that wow, there are actually condominiums, okay, that actually lost a lot of money, right? So you have got the Scotts Tower here. If I were to blow it out a little bit, the Scotts Tower here, it was selling for 1.2 million, okay, and there was a loss of 52%, and it's pretty small house, okay, and then you have got you know Helios Resident 5 million, Marina Collection 4 million, Reflections at Keppel Bay. I love the place, okay, because it's near to the sea. I can do fishing there, okay. All of them lost about between 25 to 30, and so on. And I'm just very curious how this could happen in Singapore, where everybody believes that property will never lose money. I also believe that, actually, by the way, property will never lose money in the long run. But these are units that were held for very long. This was unit bought since 2021. This unit bought 2013, 2014. So these are held for very long already. So maybe you want to give us a flavor how on earth this can happen.
Okay, so first of all, with respect to the article you're referring to, and since you asked me, okay, there are two portions here. One portion is that it indicate I think the one with the most profitable, the top profitable transaction, which will be EC, correct?
Yeah, all these
Yes,
are ECs, right?
yeah, definitely.
100
That's the
pound
reason why
resident.
I bought EC. I enjoy selling EC. Another portion is talking about the top loose making transaction. All
Yep.
right, and a lot of them are in the prime area. It can be in Sentosa area, Orchard area. There's a a very reason for this because in this prime area there's a lacking of heartlander buyers from the heartlander. Okay, or buyers for the heartlander. Typically this area tend to target buyers who are foreigner, and with government try to tax the foreign buyer or the foreigner as high as 60%. So we don't really see a lot of foreigner going into all these places. And when there's no demand or the lukewarm response from the foreign players or the buyer, uh, people who bought earlier back then, they have to sell for whatever reason. Maybe they need the money. So a lot of transaction there are actually lose making.
I see. So basically, what you are saying is that because these are units generally not favored by Singaporeans, where you call
Yes,
heartlanders, that's why the
yes.
demand is not so strong. Why is it so hard? Orchard Road, heart of the city, Why the Singaporeans
Uh,
don't?
just to just to share a bit to the community, some of the first hand info. I just sold my second property, and my second property is in the area like Sengkang area. I bought 3 years back, just sold recently. And my profit making was 600K, just 600K within 3 years, as compared to probably somebody who want to buy prime area, um, probably those areas that you mentioned. Um, I won't say that 100% lose money. There are some transactions that actually make money in this prime area. just that the profit margin is not that decent. It's because heartlander like me, average Singaporean like me and you, we tend to stay in the area where the amenities are available, the school are available for our kids, our children, our child, where we have the amenities at within our, I'll say within our vicinity. So this is the main thing that the heartlander are looking for. And of course, places like CBD area, Orchard area, these are mostly where Singaporean work or the local work. And of course, there's a lot of tourists from all parts of Asia as well as all over the world. So Singaporean do not favor staying in Orchard Road itself. Um, in terms of rental, I think that the expats love to stay in the town area, the CBD area. So buying these projects for rental return, rental yield, I think that is still quite attractive. It's just that when come to the purchase a unit for investment for capital upside appreciation, Singaporean may be deterred from going into this area, partly because the quantum can be as high as 3 to 5 million. And a Singaporean, right, thinking that they need to fork out probably 4 to 5 million to buy a 3 bedroom, they may think otherwise. They may rather buy probably a landed 4 to 5 million, probably as far as Sembawang area, or probably part of the Jurong area, where they will go for the landed purchase. I think Singaporean they still favor landed. It depends on the quantum that they need to purchase. If let's say given is 4 to 5 million, rather than orchard condo, even though it's freehold, I think they rather go for landed.
I
So
see.
a lot of factors come in, and of course, landed freehold, if you're going to hold for long term, regardless where it is, it can be in orchard area, landed, not condo. Everywhere in Singapore, the long term appreciation in terms of capital return, I think is still very attractive because you're talking about the land, you're talking about the building.
I
So you
see.
leverage the growth based on these two elements.
I see. Okay. So very, very surprising to me, because I always thought that Orchard area is like the, most valuable, sure make money, that kind of thing, or city area. Okay, but that's not necessarily true, and I suppose that is a very new insight to me.
Okay, so it's like the same analogy. Singaporean going to buy overseas. We are a foreigner when you go overseas. You might be buying places like Philippines in Manila, Magati. You may be going to Thailand to buy properties in Bangkok. All right, so you're a foreigner, you buy those are properties in this capital, which is like Orchard. But question, when you want to exit from the condo in the resale market in Bangkok itself, the local may not be able to afford the price that you're selling. So a lot of Singaporean buyer who end up buying this overseas property in the capital like Bangkok, Manila. Uh, as far as today, over the last 10 to 15 years, I haven't heard anybody making money. So most of them are end up losing money in order to the so-called in order to sell their properties back over there. So it's the same thing because the local are not able to support. Likewise, whatever the foreigner buy here are of the high quantum, 4 mil, 5 mil, which is beyond what the local Singaporean can probably want to pay for. With the same quantum, they rather buy a landed.
I see.
So
Okay.
so it depends on the asset class that you actually purchase.
I see. Okay, that's a very interesting insight. So maybe at this juncture, I will also dovetail into a quick question on how's the property market right now. Again, let's go to first HDB resale, and then after that we go to condo. Condo, I think there are several segments, and then we go to landed, then we go to rental. How about that? Can you give us an update?
Okay. I think the last time we met coincidentally was at Mid Valley. So typically the H3 market is still not as fast, but recently but typically it's a norm. Um Typically every time before the Chinese New Year, that is 3 to 5 weeks before the Chinese New Year, the market will be back with the buyers who want to settle their purchase before the CNY. So that is something that they want to fulfill in their bucket list. So they just want to take. We can see recently I still close quite a number of resale condo. We see resale condo we have offer for the 2 bedroom and a 3 bedroom. This the 2 bedroom are mostly by single buyers, And the 3 bedroom are in the resale market, in the resale condo market are by the family, minimally 3 to 4 pets. So the demand for the resale condo, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, I think is still quite healthy. And we see the wave of buyer coming in before the Chinese New Year. So meaning next month, Chinese New Year on the 17th, 18th February, the market will go for a hibernation again for 2, 3 weeks before the buyers in the market will come back again and go for their shopping spree or not shopping spree, to upgrade, yeah, their asset, or probably they just want to buy something. Typically, every year we'll see the volume transaction that is the most active in March to October. So from March to October is around 7 to 8 months. You have active in volume transaction, and this is pertaining to the HDB market as well as the resale condo market. So right now we are monitoring how many units will the HDB be you know launching this year in terms of BTO and the sales of balance. Not too many sales of balance, because last year we have 10,000 over sales of balance. The
Finish
whole
already.
HDB resale market was so quiet. Okay, actually, it's not quiet. In fact, the number of buyers, given the transaction, is around 26, 27,000 transaction. The numbers of buyers overall in the market for the whole year is quite consistent. It's just that suddenly the supply come. Supply from the HDB side, supply from the resale market. Why supply from the resale market? Because there are some owners who actually bought BTO 3 years ago, 2022, they will start to have a launching of 20K BTO a year from the HDB. So by now it's third year, the BTO has been fully built, TOP. So some of the resale buyers, right, the resale owner, the owner in the resale market who actually bought a BTO, they need to sell their HDB right now. So there'll be more supply in the market. It apply to those buyers who bought EC. So by now the EC has TOP, they need to sell their HDB as well. So the numbers of HDB resale buyer in the market is quite consistent. It's just that the supply actually increase or ramp up from the resale market as well as from the HDB side when
So
they launch
is
the
the
BTO or sales of balance.
so is the HDB market right now? Remember there was a volume transaction, a plunge on the resale market. Has
Yes.
it recovered already?
Uh, I think the volume transaction, of course, it dropped. Um, Response wise, it's still lukewarm. I would say that right now we are in the craze. It's not like unlike back then in 2021, 2022 when we did video. So every time when you invite me to give sharing, right, I always tell you, Asifu, this market is crazy. This market is crazy. So for the last few videos,
No
you
more
never
crazy.
hear me, not say hardly hear me. You never hear me say this market is crazy. So
Yeah.
I'm very neutral on this. The government is doing a good job for the future generation, which is what you want and what Singaporean want. We don't see a crash in the price. Of course, back then in October, there is a drop, a drastic drop in the volume transaction. But I think overall, people are still buying. People are still buying. But it's very common practice. Every time when there's a sales or balance, depending on the number of units during the BTO exercise or SBO exercise, um, this will affect the resale market for sure. And it depends on the area where they have the launch as well.
Okay, so right now it's
Uh,
still the same or is picking up
Um,
already or what?
Next month, I think they're going to be a BTO and a sales of balance launch. So I think there are some buyers who are waiting for it. Yes. So typically, when there's a sales of balance launch or BTO being launched, the resale market will definitely be affected.
I see. Okay.
Right.
All right.
But of
Okay.
course,
So
there are some HDB in certain prime area. Um, for example, Bidadari, Dawson, that tend to have so-called demand from the buyers. And people who buy Bidadari, people who buy Dawson, or even Toa Payoh, these are the buyers probably of the higher income bracket. Because the reason is because the fact that they're able to buy a HDB that's 1.5 to 1.7 million, they're able to secure a loan of certain level, meaning that their income bracket or their total household family income definitely is in the bracket of 10 plus thousand to even 20 plus thousand. But there are people who probably don't choose to stay in condo. They prefer to stay in HDB. And they don't mind paying 1.5 million for the HDB. Uh, and upcoming this year, we're going to see a lot of houses. There'll be MOP in certain area like Punggol North Shore, around 2-3,000. Tampines North as well. We're going to see Bidadari and another supply coming up, 1,000 plus. of HDB that has been MOP, meaning that it attained 5 years. So these are the people who probably will think of upgrading to condo or probably think of selling their HDB, as well as Dawson. So few areas where we are looking at more supply in the resale market. Dawson, Bidadari, Tampines North, as well as Punggol North Shore, where right now I'm at a car park here.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, Dragon, thank you for giving us the update on explaining why the property, they are actually loss-making condos. So we'll come back again tomorrow or so with the other part of the property update on the HDB and the condo and the landed property. And I think there are a lot of exciting things that you updated me. Okay. So
Okay, welcome.
we'll see everybody for next video.